And we are your hosts for today's episode.
And today we have with us one of the most versatile and funny seniors of the 2K12 batch, Ankur Chandra sir, who have received placement offers from SAP Labs, Inkjet Technologies and Infosys.
Thanks a lot for inviting me to the show.
So shall we start?
Yeah, sure.
So for your first question, a training placement coordinator, a gamer, and you are among the toppers, a responsible member. So how did you summarize all these traits in a few lines?
The traits that I've held during the college life have been apart, not together. I have tried that I do not hold many positions of responsibility at the same time. So balancing this has been one of my priorities. During the fourth year, I was mainly concerned with only the training placement cell, and I left the other responsibilities. And this was one of the reasons I did not even apply for Corona and the Melan, because a training and placement coordinator has to be true to his job. That cannot be a part-time job. It has to be a full-time job because it concerns other people's careers. Apart from that, the other positions of responsibility, such as the technical coordinator for Corona and the bilateral coordinator, have been during the third year, and some responsibilities during the second year, such as the parallel world and the Abhyodaya.
The next question: how did sports and virtual gaming develop you as a leader?
As a leader, yeah. See, I don't think both of them are co-intersecting spheres. First of all, virtual gaming has been my passion since childhood. That was when I got my first desktop in class 7, when I was in class 7. At that point of time, that was one of the reasons I got interested into computer science in the first place. And from then on, it has been a legacy of games and games from morning to evening, and I played a lot of games during my life, and I used to be a hardcore gamer till class 12, and after that Counter-Strike has been one of my most famous games in college life.
And we always lost from you in that game.
Yeah, everybody lost actually. We have always won the Counter-Strike competition as a team, but that was a team effort. Everything has to be a team effort. As a leader, I think leadership is an innate quality. It comes from within. I don't think virtual gaming and leadership are co-intersecting spheres per se.
So how do you relate yourself with a quote that makes sacrifices to achieve success?
Pardon?
Like how do you relate yourself with a quote that make sacrifices to achieve success?
Yeah, see, life is not a bed of roses. Okay, for everything that you do, I think that we have to sacrifice one thing or the other to get another. And sacrifices, I think till most of our lives, in my life actually, my parents made I did not have to make a very big sacrifices or something like that. And most of the things I sacrificed was sleep or something like that. But I did not have to work part-time or something like that to achieve anything that I have today. My parents did that for me. They ensured that everything that I have, I do not feel deprived of anything that I have in my life. So I did not have to make any real sacrifices in my life. But that said, if in small things, you have to make sacrifices in small spheres of life. For example, if you want to do something that interests you, but you have to prioritize your things in life. Priority is very important. You have to set the priorities and set your tasks according to that priorities. For example, things that might interest you have to be down the priorities, and that might not interest you should be.
How have you managed co-curriculars with studies, being best at both?
I personally feel that the curriculum or the academic studies at NIT Patna are not that strong, and most of the times it just took me a night study to get whatever marks I got, be it a B grade or an A+. And co-curriculars, most of the times in NIT Patna, from first year itself, people would be free. I think that we do not have to study that much to bring or put in a lot of effort or a lot of hours of hard work to bring good grades in college. Good grades for me are just writing presentable answers and getting up the points in the last night of the exam. And being co-curricular, most of the time you are free. You have to work on the development of the whole individual. So if you have free time for the whole of the semester, why waste it in something like else? This is the time in college life where we can really develop ourselves, where we can talk to the other people, where we can develop our communicating skills and take up the leadership jobs. Okay, so these are you can easily do in NIT Patna for our college. You can easily go for academic studies during the exams, and before that you can go for co-curricular activities.
Engineer can complete those syllabus at one night.
Yeah, you have to in NIT, but it's very easy. You can complete it.
Even I follow that.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have mentioned that your goals have been changing during the course of your life. So what are the factors that cause these changes?
Yeah. As a child, I was always interested in other countries' cultures. Okay, and I have always been fascinated about visiting other countries' cultures, language, food, everything. And as a child, as a child, I always wanted to be a footballer or join the armed forces. But footballer is something which I even played for the Uttar Pradesh team, under 16 Uttar Pradesh team. But at one point of time, I had to choose between professional football and my studies. And unfortunately or fortunately, I don't know, but I chose my studies. But during the course of my life, what I think now that in the long run, I would want to start a business of my own, and specifically, I would want to open a restaurant chain. That would be my goal for now. And if I get free time, in my free time, I would like to visit different countries and cultures and explore that countries and cultures to bring in my own chain of restaurants in that.
How the e-learning sites like Quora help you in your career advancements?
Definitely, Quora is something which I mistakenly landed on in class in third year, and Quora has been one of the most wonderful things in my life. I find solace while using Quora. Quora has a wonderful set of people. The tagline of Quora itself is the best answer to any question. Quora has a wonderful set of writers and experts for every topic that you can find. And you can basically ask any questions in Quora. There's no blabbering about or rantling as in Facebook or something like that. And you can even get if people like Thomas Corwin, who is known as the god of algorithms, answer your question on Quora, specifically on algorithms, then you know you are going on the right path. Okay. You can find wonderful insights, wonderful brains, and wonderful people on Quora whom you can interact. And the best thing about Quora is that it is a wide sphere. You can go ask questions about algorithms, you can ask questions related to academics or anything. You can even ask how to make a bhel puri, for instance. And you will get the expert to answer the questions. There are meaningful conversations. So Quora is something that I would definitely recommend everybody. At least, if not for the writing purpose, then definitely for the reading purpose.
So being a student partner in Microsoft, we would like you to share some of your experiences.
Yeah, okay. Actually, the Microsoft Student Partner is an annual program that is rolled out. The applications are rolled out around May or June of every year. It might keep changing, and there are different selection procedures for every year. For our year, it was a app development competition, and which people who developed an app, Windows app, was selected. After that, you had to write a blog about how Microsoft has impacted your life, and you can still find the blog on my blog. A set of 300 to 400 people were selected from all over India. Then we were asked to organize a all-women workshop as an MSP, all-women workshop on women in technology that we organized during the year. We were called upon for the MSP meet, that is an annual meet, Microsoft Student Partner meet in Bhopal itself. And let me tell you, it was a wonderful experience. We ran it was a marathon. The Microsoft Asia Pacific head was there, Mr. Joseph Landis, and we got the opportunity to meet him. He was a very wonderful person, a humble and humiliated person. And after all, we got the Azure membership, that is a cloud subscription that you get for free if you are an MSP. And the tenure was for 1 year. I did not want to extend it because I could not, because in fourth year I was the TNP coordinator. I did not want to dedicate any other time for that time. So being an MSP was a wonderful experience.
So what role did projects and internships plays in grabbing a good career?
Projects, a very, very big role. Internships, not that much. In my view, projects of any technical interview is for 50% project. During the time that will be allotted to you, for example 1 hour, 50% of the time we'll be talking about projects. Okay. And internships, not that much. See, in the computer science and IT domain, there is a startup group, and every startup offers interns. So getting an intern in computer science and IT domain is very easy. It's very easy. You just need a specific set of skills, and skills like web development, Android app development are in real demand right now. So you can, if you have any grasp of any of these two domains, then you can easily get an internship in CS and IT domain. And until and unless you have done an internship that is out of the box, for example, per se a Google, Microsoft, or an Amazon, which really makes the heads turn that this guy is from Microsoft. It wouldn't really matter from where we have done your internship or even your training, okay? Because there are X, Y, Z number of startups. Nobody knows about them, okay? And startups also teach you a lot in internships. So, but projects do play a very vital role in any of the interviews that you go for, because projects are an inevitable part of the interview that you'll be facing. For example, a project should be a viable one. By viable, what I mean, should be a practical one. Your project should not be repetitive. For example, if you are going for an Android project, you cannot go on and make a calculator. Okay, that is of no use. A project, it's not about the coding part in a project, what I feel. It's always about the idea that you should implement. The idea should be the best. If you have an idea, you have a project. If you have a good idea, you can make a very good project, and you should be able to present your idea in the interview. Because if the interviewer starts from a blank page, okay, he doesn't know anything about your project apart from the name of the project. Okay, so you have to be able to explain him that what the idea is all about. And I think the ER diagrams and module diagrams are the best ways to explain the idea of the project. Let the game flow and see where he takes the project.
So what responsibilities were entrusted to you as being a TPC, and how did you manage these with your academics?
Thanks for asking that question. Actually, being a TPC has been one of the most wonderful experiences of my life, and it has really made me grow as a person and also as an individual. I did not really apply to the training and placement coordinator because I thought it would be such a wonderful journey. I just applied for it for the sake of others who are applying for it, to be very honest. And one of the more other reasons was that I did not want this position to go to someone who was not capable enough. And I thought that some people had applied who might hamper the whole batch. So this was one of the reasons that I applied for this course. But let me tell you, after becoming the training and placement coordinator, this has been the most wonderful job that I had to do. This is the most wonderful responsibility that I've held so far. And why, if you ask why, the reason behind this would be that being a training and placement coordinator, you are basically affecting the lives of others. Yes. And the 22 years or 21 years of studies that you have done, from your schooling to your coaching or to your college, for 90% of the people boils down to the job that you will be getting after the college. For 90% I'm saying, because 10% of the people are not interested in job, but considering the Indian scenario, 90% of the people are interested in job. And this is the training placement coordinator is one position that you can really make effect in their lives. If you have a good TPC placement coordinator for your batch, then you can make wonders in your batch. And if he is a bad or not incapable TPC, then also he can make wonders just in the negative sense of things.
Even after being in the top notch of your CSE batch, why was your placement in a good company delayed?
Delayed. Actually, before my placement in SAP Labs, there were two companies. One was Drishtisoft, the good companies that you would say. Drishtisoft and FactSet, that I would consider good companies, because other companies like Zomato and all did not want to hire, they wanted to hire superheroes. The reason Drishtisoft, first I'd like to emphasize on Drishtisoft. I got out in the network programming round of Drishtisoft, and what I feel is that at any given day, placement is 50% luck and 50% other things. All things have to click together and to get the job done. Small things have to get together. In Drishtisoft, unfortunately, I could not present my case because the code that he gave, nobody was able to complete the code. People were to explain the approach, the half set of people that were selected in that round. But I think I did not get in terms with the interview that was there, so I could not. So that was well for Drishtisoft. I was out in that round. The other interview I think was FactSet before SAP. FactSet interview, again I thought I got unlucky. I'm not blaming, maybe I was not capable enough, but the interviewer was really not interested in taking the interviews. Actually, there were 7 set of interview rooms. The interview set in which I got in, and one of my other friends also, he did not select anyone from that interview room, first of all. Second of all, he was playing games during the interview, during the of my interview, and it was really disheartening. I mean, he gave me a code to write, and even if I was trying to explain him, so he seemed disinterested totally in the interview, and that made me really nervous in the interview. See, as an interviewee, if you're giving the interview, what I really feel that the attitude of the interviewer also makes you feel comfortable. That is very important what the interviewer says. And at that point of time, I was really disheartened about I was not disheartened, I was nervous in fact at interview, because he was not really paying attention to anything that I was saying, and that I thought really affected my performance in that interview. Having said that, luck is a very important factor, because I think that if I might have gone in any of the other interviews, the result might have been different, but all is well that ends well. And I'm really happy that I got an SAP. I would at this point of time I would really not go into any other company given a chance. So
how you managed to get the mental pressure?
Yeah, that is something that every fourth year guy has to face, guy or girl will have to face. Because see, if you're not placed in the first company, they might take 3 or 4 people, okay, and you'll be among the rejects. Most of the 99% people will be among the rejects that are there. You have to take it down. You have to believe there are more opportunities coming. You have to get down on your back and analyze the situation, why you failed in that interview. What I used to do was, during the internship interviews as well, see, in third year I was selected for 5 internships, and I interviewed for 50 internships. Okay. Most of the interviews was also interviews for startups and all. So in every interview that did not went well, or did not go as I expected, I went down and wrote where I lagged. I made a spreadsheet that where I lagged and what I had to improve. And most of the time during the starting 10 or 15 interviews, I think the thing that I lagged was projects. And at that point of time, I realized the importance of projects and the importance of explaining the project to the other guy, that he has to be on the same page. And it is one blow that you have to take. You cannot feel down. I'm sure, see, this is human nature, that on the day when you are rejected, you will be feeling down because your friends will be selected and you might not be selected. But you have to be happy for them. That is what life is for. But you will be feeling down, but you have to buck up and prepare for the next day. That is life,
So being a team leader, how do you manage different types of people in a team?
Yeah. Actually, this is the same question that was asked to me in the HR round of SAP. This is the exact same question that was asked. So, in every team, there will be people who will be working and there will be not working. Before the team formation, I'd like to say one thing, that wherever possible, go for a small team, a cohesive team, where you know everybody from the beginning itself, where you know the pros and cons of the people that you are working with, because that helps a lot when you're forming the team. So if you're forming a team with random people, and more worse than that is a big team, then you'll be definitely facing problems in any team, be it a project team or any other sports team as well, anything. So there'll be people who will be not working, or there'll be people who will not be good enough for a specific task. You have to jot down the tasks that are there. You have to divide the whole task into subtasks and assign. Some people might be good for promotion. Some people might not be good at communicating, but might well be technically very sound or something like that. So you can give them the technical sound person, the coding task. The person is good in writing or something like that. You can give him to write the research paper or the report of the project. You have to divide tasks among something. If there is a person who is not working at all, then you have to make a team meeting. So you cannot go around talking around backs of people that he's not working or she is not working. The most important thing is have a open discussion. Call everybody and tell that, dude, you need to really buck up. Okay, this is a joint effort. You need to buck up. If he's still not, then I think it is time to get rid of him or her.
So, but if our college gives the team and you became the leader, then how you manage?
Yeah, college, that happens and most of the time in Corona and all, and that is when your leadership skills really come into play. You have to be authoritative, and by authoritative I mean that you should hold the authority that what you say is the final word. You cannot, I think it is okay to be considerate, but it is not okay to be very considerate. There should be a command. I mean, the leader should have a sort of command that he should give and other people should follow. If I am saying that you have to do a job, if the X person has to do a Y job, then he should do a job. This is the role of a leader and you have to make him work. Okay.
Now coming to your favorite part, your ego. Today we have with us our guest Prashant Tripathi from Ghaziabad.
Hi, Prashant.
Welcome, Prashant.
First of all, a big thanks to alumni team for inviting me to such a great show and in front of such a good personality. Sir, my question to you is that since it's been around 2 years to me being in NIT Patna, I have seen the previous trends. Most of the seniors say that there is no difference between CS and IT branch. But still when it comes to training and placement, I have seen that CS students are quite well placed as compared to IT students. So where the difference comes from?
You asked a very good question, Prashant, actually, and today I want to break the jinx about this thing. To be brutally honest, there is a difference, not in the curricula, what is taught in the college, but in the mindset of the recruiters. There is a definite difference, what I have felt, in the mindset of recruiters regarding CS and IT. I'd like to tell you about the recruitment process of United Health Group. What happened in that was that during the written round, I was actually invigilating in United Health Group because at that point of time I was placed. So the HR, I think her name was Preeti or something. Okay, she had a talk with me. She had a chat with me regarding the same issue. Okay. She asked me about the curricula or the subjects, the detailed subjects that were taught in CS and IT, and what is the difference between CS and IT. And I tried to persuade her that CS and IT are all in the same thing, and it doesn't make a difference whether you select a CS or an IT guy. And so she asked me a very good question regarding that. Then why is the name different regarding CS and IT? And at that point of time, I was literally confused why to answer that question. And the same thing happened that during the interviews, they were reluctant to take IT people. And this is an inside news what I'm giving you, because I saw there was a definite reluctance in selecting people from IT background. But having said that, there is no difference at all in CS and IT from a student's perspective. The courses are the same. Even I think IT people are better coders most of the times than CS people, because they are chilled out. They are more chilled out. What I feel, the IT people are more chilled out. But the recruiters are reluctant to hire IT people. This is what I've always felt from the first day of the recruitment process starts. If there is a person from CS and there is a person of IT, and the recruiter has to make a choice, the recruiter would definitely select the CS guy. And I don't know what the problem is, but this is a trend that is going on nowadays. Yeah. And you cannot really do something to help it. But having said that, many good companies like Samsung and all have hired many good people from IT. Only some companies like UHG did not hire any IT people, I think. Yeah, UHG did not hire any IT. SAP did not hire any IT. Some companies did not hire, but most of the companies would hire IT people. So you can back up regarding that.
Oxygen had only IT.
Yeah, Oxygen had only one guy from IT, so you can take pride in that. You are from IT?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, sir, the last one for you. Among the various social issues existing in the society, which one disturbs you the most and why?
See, I think casteism is the social issue that disturbs me the most. The reason behind that would be it is the root cause of most of the evils that we face in the society. We see girls being burnt up in the name of honor killing. We see reservation, which is, I think, a very big social issue right now. And let me ask you a question from yourself. Have you ever made any discrimination among your friends based on caste ever in your life? Never. And I don't think anybody in this generation would say that we have done the same. But this is something that is thrust upon us, that we have to make, which is fed in our minds, that you are from this caste and you are from this caste, and per se you are getting reservation. I think if everybody is on the same level in our generation, then the state of mind that this generation is in would never make any difference among the things. And the social issues that casteism gives are plenty. I mean, honor killings, which are a big problem in UP and Bihar and per se in the Haryana region. The reservations, which also I think are a very root cause. This is one thing that, and among the other, that the recent issues, I think intolerance is also, which has been hyped upon, which I think by the opposition leaders in the name of this government, because I don't think we are ever intolerant to anybody in our college at this point of time. So this is one thing that I like to get rid of.
Sir, if you are given a chance of being a political change would you have to bring?
Okay. I would definitely remove bans. For example, I would banning things. What I mean by that is, for example, the beef ban. Let me take. I'm a devoid Hindu. I would never eat a piece of beef in my life. This is done. But I would never even stop a third person from eating something that he likes. Okay, that is just not done. Okay, everybody can eat what he wants to, say what he wants to, until and unless it hurts the national feelings or the something like that. So banning things, I don't think is the way to go, because it hampers the freedom of speech, freedom of existence, freedom of an individual. And if more and more bans are employed, we would definitely be going towards the Middle East, where what type of bans are there in the Middle East, where women are banned from driving, everything. Women are banned from leaving home without a male counterpart, and if they leave home without a male counterpart, they are they are trashed. So we are not moving towards the dark ages. We have to move towards a more liberal society where everybody can do what he wants to and live where he wants to.